The Golden State Warriors are planning a major move that could reshape their path to another title. But behind the scenes, Stephen Curry just took a public hit off the court, and Jonathan Kuminga might be on his way out. From a power play in the offseason, to a business deal gone sideways, to a rising star possibly walking away, the team's future is balancing on a knife's edge. Can the Warriors pull off the reset and still chase a championship? Or will internal pressure tear their plan apart before next season even starts? The first story is, the Golden State Warriors are reportedly targeting forward Kyle Kuzma in the offseason. Sources reveal exploratory talks have occurred regarding a potential trade involving multiple pieces. Kuzma is currently under a 4-year, $102 million deal signed with the Washington Wizards in July 2023. The Warriors are reportedly weighing how Kuzma's size and physicality would fit next to their current veteran core. Kuzma averages 22.3 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 4.2 assists through this season, shooting 46.3% from the field. He brings switchable defense and scoring versatility, and the Warriors reportedly want to amplify these traits in their bully ball setup. Golden State's coaching staff has been experimenting with physical, isolation-heavy combinations since Jimmy Butler's arrival in March. Insiders say a Kuzma-Butler-Draymond frontcourt could allow the Warriors to outmuscle smaller lineups in major stretches. Kuzma's size at the forward spot fills a missing piece that Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski cannot replicate. Reports suggest the Warriors believe his presence could also relieve offensive pressure from Curry in half-court sets. Golden State's current offense ranks 13th in efficiency, lower than expected despite Curry and Butler's scoring potential. However, this move doesn't come cheap. Kuzma's $25.6 million salary for 2025 complicates the cap sheet significantly. Golden State already carries $166 million in guaranteed salaries, placing them near the second tax apron line. Trading for Kuzma would likely require moving Buddy Hield's $9.2 million deal and a young player or two. Insiders believe Moses Moody or Trace Jackson-Davis could be included in a potential trade package. Luxury tax rules limit the Warriors' flexibility. They can't aggregate salaries above a certain point once above aprons. The team would also forfeit access to the mid-level exception, depending on how the trade math is structured. Still, executives reportedly feel the risk could be worth it if Kuzma improves their defensive rebounding and interior scoring. Kyle Kuzma has expressed openness to a new opportunity, especially one involving playoff contention and veteran teammates. He reportedly has no trade clause, making a move more dependent on franchise agreement than player consent. Wizards leadership has indicated willingness to discuss future-oriented trades involving current veterans on long-term contracts. If a trade happens, it will likely occur between the draft and free agency, according to team sources. Warriors will assess draft outcomes, cap projections, and potential extensions before triggering any major roster shift. Just weeks after another early playoff exit, Golden State's front office might already be drafting a new identity. So if the Warriors want to lean into physicality, will Kyle Kuzma become the final piece of their title puzzle? Moving on to the next big story, 30 Inc., Stephen Curry's business collective, recently announced the cancellation of its highly anticipated headquarters project. Less than a month after confirming plans to build the new facility, the project was called off entirely. The building was planned for 620th Street, a property Curry's company reportedly bought for $8.5 million last year. According to public filings, the space would include offices, labs, arts facilities, and an executive residential unit. Project documents outlined a 25,000 square foot structure with a 4,700 square foot penthouse on the 5th floor. Construction was expected to begin soon. A demolition permit had already been approved by city officials in August. 30 Inc. had selected Beg Construction as its general contractor to lead the full redevelopment of the site. Then, the NorCal Carpenters Union entered the picture, and everything changed. According to a company spokesperson, 30 Inc. committed to using a partially unionized workforce for the build. The NorCal Carpenters Union rejected the proposal. They called the hybrid labor plan unacceptable for San Francisco standards. Jacob Adiarte, the union's organizing director, reportedly voiced strong opposition to the arrangement offered by Curry's team. They also claimed Adiarte personally made it untenable to proceed with construction under their original contractor agreement. Sam Singer, speaking for the union, pushed back. He cited concerns about Akil Beg's reputation with organized labor. According to Sam, this should be a union carpenter project. He also criticized the contractor's past record with labor disputes. Sam added that Curry is admired across the Bay Area and hoped he would show that same respect back. Akil Beg Construction did not respond to media inquiries. 30 Inc. has not announced a replacement site or plan. Privately funded projects like this one don't require union labor unless public subsidies are involved. Still, many developers prefer union labor to avoid construction conflicts or delays from labor actions. 30 Inc.'s cancellation left both sides publicly frustrated, and the high-profile nature of the project amplified the backlash. Curry has long been seen as a symbol of Bay Area excellence, both on and off the court. This project was poised to become a business landmark and creative space for Curry's growing brand ecosystem. Its collapse may delay expansion plans involving Curry's 8 businesses and 13 active entities under the 30 Inc. name. After dreaming big in San Francisco, the entire blueprint collapsed over one labor standoff. So now that the building won't rise, how does this setback affect Curry's on-court performance and future business legacy in the Bay? The third story is, cap analyst Eric Pincus projects Kuminga to receive a $105.5 million offer from the Brooklyn Nets. That number would start at $28.5 million and include incentives like trade kickers and payment advances. Kuminga becomes a restricted free agent after this season, which means the Warriors can legally match any offer. However, insiders say the front office is divided on how far they're willing to stretch their salary obligations. The Warriors already carry $166 million in guaranteed contracts for next season across just 7 players. This includes heavy commitments to Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green through the 2026 season. Reportedly, the NBA luxury tax threshold is $187.9 million for the 2025 to 2026 season. The first apron sits at $195.9 million, and the second apron cuts off at $207.8 million. Golden State will sit roughly $37 million under the second apron, but must still sign 7 additional players. They could fit Kuminga's expected $30 million into that space, but it severely limits roster flexibility. Sources say Kuminga's camp originally targeted $35 million annually, but talks stalled during preseason extension discussions. The Warriors reportedly stood firm around the $30 million range, which created a gap that has yet to close. Since then, the team acquired Butler and further tightened financial constraints and changing lineup dynamics. Coach Steve Kerr has hesitated to start Kuminga next to Butler due to reported spacing issues. Since returning from a serious ankle sprain, Kuminga has shared just 76 minutes on court with Butler. In that span, the Golden State has a -18.1 net rating and has been outscored by 28 points. Analysts say this data further complicates his fit with the team's evolving offensive scheme. Brooklyn offers Kuminga something Golden State might not: cap space, playing time, and a guaranteed starting role. The Nets have room to offer him a long-term deal without roster compression or starting lineup conflicts. Golden State could respond by flipping Buddy Hield's $9.2 million salary into 2 smaller contracts to cut costs. This would help balance the books and make matching an offer sheet more feasible. However, even that path doesn't solve the larger issue. Does Kuminga want to remain a 6th man? His growth trajectory and age suggest he may want full starter status entering the next phase of his career. After becoming a breakout performer, Kuminga might be heading straight for the Barclays Center. So if Brooklyn calls this summer, will the Warriors fight to keep Kuminga or let another star slip away? The Warriors are making moves, but every decision now carries long-term consequences for their title window. Curry's off-court empire hit a wall, Kuminga might be walking, and a bully ball upgrade could redefine everything. Golden State has the pieces, but the clock is ticking really fast. Will this be the next great Warriors chapter, or the beginning of the end? Hit subscribe, because the next headline might change the entire West.